Hey guys, Ryan here, and today we're bringing you a video in the IS7 on Cliff. It's going to be a standard battle. I'm going to be playing with Felix, and this was actually the very next game after the machine replay from yesterday. So Felix picked his 113. It's a very heavy tier 9 and 10 game with a couple tier 8s. Well, Felix picked his 113, which is a very fast heavy tank. So I thought for my IS7, which is also a reasonably fast heavy tank, so we kind of have that speed advantage together. And what I've noticed is, I'm in a heavy tank, I'm not going to go hell, and normally I always head up there. I don't really go 1-2 line in anything other than TDs, but because me and Felix are fairly mobile, I've decided that we should try and go 1-2 line, because we might actually be able to make a round there before any heavy tanks line up their shots. And speaking of fast heavy, as you can see, the 113 just leaving the IS7 for dust, really. And the IS7's not particularly slow. Right, the light tank's showing up. I'm trying to wait till the very last moment before I get spotted, so I've got the most chance of not getting shit on, basically. And I obviously got IS7 meme armor to protect me. Coming around, unfortunately, I auto-locked, and I thought I was looking at the back of the Campander 50T, but it turns out I was looking at the front of him. So I bounce off him, I give him a little love tap, and finish him off. But we've made it to the little bowl here, which is ideal. Now, 60 TP, 705A, two top tier heavy tanks, quite well armoured heavy tanks, sniping down the 1-2 line. Couldn't quite see where I was aiming that shot. I just say it's a bit awkward for me to try and get a shot here. I loaded APCR for the 705A because it has a bit of a history with me of, similar to E100s, their lower plate just bouncing all my fucking shots. So obviously I'm not doing much there, so I'm going to climb. Every 215B misses me. Going to go through the drive wheel and try and set him on fire by damaging the engine. I'm changing back to standard rounds now that I'm fighting F215B and an E4. Now, what's this? All those who say the E4 has poor armor. Aim for the weak point. Already tracks me. Bounce. So, okay, cool, that's fine, you know, just a bit of RNG. It's all good. I'll just try again. Bounce. Like, I don't understand what people mean, like, when they say, oh, that's a weak point. When I fight against E4s, that machine gun turret on the top is just not a fucking weak point. It just isn't. I don't know if it's only me who seems to struggle to pan that. Now, I managed to get behind the Wreck of the Dead tank in time to absorb the shell of my tracks and not take any damage from the IS7, and I actually get the return shot in him. Now, the hill's the scary part, because the enemies have won that. They've got a Leopard 1 up there. They've got a Trailblazer. By the way, that Trailblazer just shot at me. And then I'm just going to look at him. I've not realised that's actually Petty in the Trailblazer. So I haven't even realised he's in the game yet. And I'm not going to realise until he's dead, basically, which is a bit of a shame. But basically, he's in a tier 8 light tank, so I'm not paying much attention to that tank, because I'm thinking I don't need to concern myself with him in a tier 10 heavy tank. Now, I'm trying to reverse to help Felix with the T7 Heavy, or should I say Heat 57 Heavy and the FE215B, but that Valor is being a real pain in my ass. So I got one more shot into the FE, and now I've decided I'm going to kill the fucking Valor, because he's really annoying me. Unfortunately, he is perfectly held down behind those rocks, as you're going to see. So I go to turn away, but then he starts turning his turret to me. I couldn't pan him when he was facing at me, but as soon as he turned his turret, he gave me the easy shot. And now I can turn it back around for the 57 Heavy. Now, I'm going to do something stupid here. I went for the IS7, and I actually forgot about the FE215B, and I drove out sideways. Thankfully, Russian spaced armor memes came to the rescue and just absorbed the shell for me. Most other heavy tanks, I'd have been punished for driving out like an idiot like that, but, you know, this is why you play Russian heavies after all, I suppose. To bounce shots into your side. Now, I'm quite scared of 57 Heavy, because he has got heat loaded, or he did when he was like fighting Felix. And a heat 57 Heavy will just butter the front of my tank. You see him reverse side scraping there, that's because obviously I'm thinking about the Leopard 1. That might still be on the hill. So Petty's actually at the other side of the map right now. Again, I know, all I know is a tier 8 light tank, I don't know it's him, and if it's a tier 8 light tank, I'm just thinking I don't need to concern myself with it. And no, when I say don't need to concern myself with it, everything could be a threat to you. I'm mainly just hoping that someone else on my team, preferably the light tank, will go deal with them. That one gets spotted. That tree counts as cover, by the way, so even though I shot a Leopard at less than 300 meters, I don't get spotted. And our team setup right now is we've got 2 TDs, including the T95 and the shipburner base. I can't remember what the heavies are. It might even be a mouse at base, I'm not too sure. Now you see, I'm looking at the light tank, just, again, I want the teammate to go for it. Thankfully, our light tank is doing it. So, the light tank's kind of keeping our 2 TDs and our mouse is kind of at our base, or one of our heavies at base. But now that our light tank's gone, I can now deal with who I want to deal with, which is the 60 TP and the 705A, who, remember, top tier heavy tanks have sat on the 1-2 line the entire game. Which hadn't been too useful to their team. I'm going to do something stupid here and try and poke out, but unfortunately 60 TP is going to be able to get the shot in on me. Oh, sorry, 705A got the shot in on me. Now what's going to happen, you can see where our light tank is. He actually went to go spot and get shots in at the enemy, instead of going for Petty in his light tank. Now I've got the FE215B with me, and I'm telling him to follow me. Our light tank on the map is finally engaged with enemy light tank. And this could have gone either way, because obviously Petty is in the Trailblazer, which is an alt-loader, so he could have killed the AMX-13105. Thankfully he didn't, and it's only when he dies that I realise, oh shit, that's Petty. And considering they won the hill, and that part of the map, they probably should have won the game, but as I said, these 2 heavy tanks just sat at base. Now I've got APCR loaded because it's 2 very well armoured heavy tanks. Now I shouldn't be worried of the T92. He can kill me, quite reliably if he hits me. Thankfully our light tank's running in right now, and our light's going to spot him, and I don't feel bad at all using premium round on artillery. And just to make things even nicer, actually high roll to get the extra little bit I need to one-shot him. Now, with our heavy tanks to the left, 60p actually finishes off the light tanks, so we look in this direction. Unfortunately, I got saved by Space Stormer earlier, and the Space Stormer of the 705A helps him. So I've dropped down here now, because now we've got a bit of a crossfire on the 60 TP. So he's looking at me, I'm going to angle towards him, and by angle I mean just look directly at him, and move backwards and forwards. Try and make my lower plate as hard as possible to hit, and he just gives up and doesn't even bother shooting at me. At the same time, our teammates are pushing in, which is really nice. Now, I should mention some of this point as I snap a shot on the 60 TP. This was my 198th game in the IS7. It was my first tier 10, and I've never aced it. So I'm going for the ace right now, and that's why I want to get the 6th kill, because a Top Gun is a Top Gun medal and more XP on the base XP amount. Gonna see him in for the tracks. Track him. Gonna run up to this building. And now you're gonna see I still need just over 2 shots to kill him, unless I eye roll. So I'm gonna start reverse side scraping. However, you're gonna see that with the roof of the building and the terrain of the ground here, reverse side scraping is really fucking annoying to do, I'm not gonna lie. What's gonna happen is, he's actually gonna get put down to a one-shot in a moment, and as such, I'm just gonna drive out and let him shoot me because I've got the hit points, in order so I can line up the angle to pick up the kill shot. And that is my 6th kill, and now I'm pretty confident that that should have been an ace tank could have got 6 kills, but I've gotten 7 8k combined before and only been a first class, so I'm kind of relying on the kills here. 50,000 credits profit, 5,300 damage, 3,000 assistance, 4,000 bluffer, steel wall, top gun, and it was indeed an ace. Petty came top of his team on XP in a bottom tier light tank, third on damage as well. And the 2 heavy tanks you camped at the 1-2 line all game came top on damage. And even though they did come top on damage, it still wasn't the right play for them to make, even though they probably think that it was. So, my first ever race in the IS7 only took 198 games, but got there eventually. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.